Showtime. Hello, hello, hello. We're here for a little bit by ourselves, but that usually happens. That usually happens to me. But I guess we'll just say, how was your day today? We'll start it off until people come in. How was your day today? I know you say you feel better than
Yeah,
yesterday.
I feel a heck of a lot better. I don't feel like my head is permanently in a goldfish bowl full of jello.
Hey, Armstrong. So, did you take anything for it, or?
To be honest, I was so busy, taking care of the kids and everything. I ain't had no time, and plus our vehicle is down, and
Oh,
me, I hate to be that guy to call somebody like, hey, can you come and pick me up so I can go do this?
I think we all do that. Hey, Nikki from Australia. That's
What's
my
up,
baby
Nikki?
girl. She
What's up,
working in the
Armstrong?
she's working in the real world now.
Hmm.
Nikki said she used to could sleep in. She was like, I'm in the real world now. I got to go to these jobs. I'm sure that's where she had that now because it's early over in
Hmm.
Australia. But I miss her a lot because now she's a working girl. And she used to do a lot of lives to help small YouTubers, but she ain't got no time now.
Right, right. It's hard to find that time to, squeeze
I
in everything
know.
anymore. Sometimes you got to just cut stuff loose sometimes.
Welcome everybody. I know a lot of my people because I've got five showing, and a lot I know is at work, and they listen to me, which I am so grateful for. They listen from work. Hey, Deborah. Deborah Martin is my best friend. She tell me when I'm looking good and when I'm looking bad. Oh Lord.
Now, see, that's true family right there.
Oh, that's family. That's over 30 some years too. It might be 40 now. Who knows? How her youngest son is. But yeah, most of my friends are they're all 30 years over. I only
Hmm.
have three really, and they all and I don't see one of them. And I really need to contact Diane because I haven't talked to her for a while.
Hmm.
So which is sad because our kids raised up together and everything. So, and then what happened? She was a single mom
Hmm.
of four boys, and she was one of I call her the risk taker. She had a raggedy station wagon, and she took that sucker from Florida all the way to Washington D.C. See, that would have been fearful. She was oh, I would have thought it gonna tear up. And then she decided to go back to school. And she went back to the 4 year college, and there she had met her husband, who was a professor, and she moved up to Tallahassee. But really, she's not far, so I don't know how we fell off the map, but we did.
It just happens. People get
Oh
busy.
yeah, lives change, and
Yep.
her son played in professional too. I can't even remember what it was. See, I wasn't a football player. Patrick
Hmm.
Watkins. Yes, last name was Watkins. He played for a while, but then I know he went international over.
Hmm.
You know how the boys do
Yeah.
when things start getting a little cool for them. Then
Yeah.
but them bodies, they bodies be all broke up. Them
Yeah.
football players, I was reading where one woman said hers used to crawl in the house.
Hmm.
She say literally crawl in the house after practice.
Oh yeah.
He couldn't
Yeah.
walk.
Oh yeah. That
Well, after
those
a game, she
Yeah,
would say,
yeah, for sure. Those are some definite war stories. Some of my family members, they weren't, they were not professional
uh-huh,
players, but they did play a lot in college and
yeah,
high school, college, all that stuff. And I mean, they're 50, 60 some years old now. I got one cousin, he's in a wheelchair.
mm-hmm,
I mean, he was a perfect athlete. I mean, he was
yeah,
strong, fast, powerful, all that. But playing college football
broke them bodies
tore
up.
him up. Yep,
I
tore him
know,
up.
and the brains. They even show
Oh
that the
yeah,
brain, they
oh
really a
yeah.
lot of them. Hey, Nora,
Hey, what's going
look
on,
at
Nora?
Fat Ninja. Then I'm like, does he look like a Daryl? That's how I always do. Does he look like a Daryl?
Yeah, a lot of people get that about me. It's like Your name is Daryl? You don't look like no Daryl. You look
I
like
know
a
somebody I
Tyrone or
know.
something, some stereotypical black name or
Yeah.
something.
I know. Like my son name is Brandon.
Mhm.
Brandon, why you name me that? Mama, I said it was gonna be Scott Michael, so you better leave me alone. It was gonna be Scott Michael. It's I mean, I'm like, oh good, I got my phone right here. But I do this every time. I mean, I'm like, oh good.
The Buck Files checking in. What's
Oh,
going on,
hey, but
y'all?
hey, Trish is back, the natural. She's
Hi,
gonna
Trish.
do Vlogmas every day. Go on, Trish. I don't know if I ain't getting in that game, girl. And then I would have to edit too because Trish does videos. So I
Mm,
know she's gonna have to edit.
right.
So she better be doing it now, Trish. You don't want to get stressed up. And always remember you ain't got to make it through. You can say
Right.
you tried.
Right. Right.
Okay. You gave it, hey, Scratch and Pete,
Scratching Pete's in the
welcome.
building. What's up, brother?
Yeah, Pete is in the building. I was over to his premiere today.
Yep.
Um, I think I've only missed about one or two. So Trish says she's gonna try to do it every day. Yeah, she's starting school. So that that's gonna be a lot. So yeah, Warmstrong, he is the big winner. I want Pete money.
Right. Right.
Uh,
We
well,
ain't
I
trying to
know,
be like Mike. We trying to be like Pete.
I know everybody. Yeah, everybody want to be like Pete. We were saying that Jamie is pretty close.
Mhm.
Jamia is everywhere. Official Jamia, everywhere. She pretty close now. She'll just pop up. You'll be like, girl, I was on. But she's well known through the YouTube community, is what I'm gonna say, YouTube streets.
Yep.
But if most of you don't know my guest today, you're gonna get to know him. He is Fat Ninja DM. And we're going to find out about that name too, how that came about. But I really honestly, I know the gaming community was out there. But if you're not a gamer, you don't know how huge it is.
Mhm.
Huge. Because y'all are also, what's the other thing they're on? Other platform?
Twitch.
Twitch. Yeah, Twitch. It's so many, I just didn't realize, you
Mhm.
know, that it was just so well I knew it was popular. I just didn't know how big it was
Yeah.
on that end. It's just like hair, makeup, that's just huge. Hey, Corner Clubhouse, welcome.
What's going on, brother? Thank
I
you for coming out,
know.
bro.
Thank you so much for coming. I've got Fat Ninja here, and we're gonna start because we've been on since what 4:15 is 4:23 now. Know a little bit about your life before YouTube. Just
Oh boy.
it's what.
It's gonna get spicy, y'all. Hold on.
Oh,
Hold
I
on to your hats.
like spicy.
No,
I know. Okay, I'm ready for you. I want you to go start for me.
okay, well, I've said, times before, if people probably would have
I've
met
heard
me
you say that.
between 15 and 20 years ago, they'd have been like, "Who in the hell is this guy? He's a dick. I don't want to know. I don't want nothing to do with this guy. He's a a-hole." Because, I like to call it my past life because I refuse to go
Mhm.
back to that life that I used to live back
Okay.
then. I was only out for myself. If
Mhm.
you couldn't provide me anything worth anything,
Okay.
I had nothing to do with you.
Uh-huh.
And if you did had something that I needed from you or wanted from you,
Uh-huh.
I would say or almost do anything to keep
What?
you close to me till I got what I wanted from you. And then
Mhm.
I would throw you away like a used tampon.
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah, I would just throw you away, and I wouldn't even turn around and look at you and see what happened to you. I would just throw you away and then move on to the
Mm-hmm.
next victim.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
yeah, that's how I used to be.
So you grew up.
Yeah, basically.
I think we all don't grow up, but it's nice to know my class is just as crooked as they want to be. I don't know what's going on
It
here.
look it looked like your glasses were drunk because it looked like you may have been drunk there for a second, but no, it's
I
just the
know.
glasses.
I'm like, they still not right. I don't know what laws are passed. We got a problem. But y'all just have to forgive me because honey, the show must go on.
Right, right.
So did you have like any jobs before YouTube? Or I know you had the stroke, but did
Yeah,
you
yeah. I've been a
Mhm,
hard worker pretty much my whole entire life. My grandmother, God rest her soul, she instilled that in me. You know,
mhm,
you work hard, you try to save a little here and there, but most
uh-huh,
importantly, try to be a good person.
mhm,
So that good side of me that reemerged after me being a jerk for so long, I
mhm,
definitely uh, hold that to her and also my
mhm,
godmother,
uh-huh,
because she helped raise me. Because at the time when I was so young, my mom decided to,
mhm,
that being out and partying to all types of the night and day and stuff like that, that was more
uh-huh,
important than taking care of, her son. And so my between my grandmother and my
mother,
godmother and my other aunts,
big mama.
yeah. So basically, I was raised, and this is why I'm so crazy. I was raised by five
Uh-huh.
Southern Baptist black women.
Oh Lord.
That's why I'm crazy. I blame them for it.
You gonna blame them for it.
I'm blaming them for it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. But it's, when I look back at my 20s, I'm like, ooh, I'm so glad I'm not that person I was. So
Right. Yeah.
when you grow up, that's what, really happened. So how did you get to YouTube? I'm gonna pull these glasses off because
Well,
I'm broken.
about 10 years ago, I was doing my podcast on a platform called Blog Talk Radio, and of course, it was
Mm-hmm.
all audio back then.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, that's where I first started my show, and
Mm-hmm.
it got popular. I don't know how.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but after a while, after being on that platform for a little under a year,
Uh-huh.
Blog Talk Radio would release like the top listened to shows.
Uh-huh.
And after, let me see, I was there for a little over a year, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
After month 7 or 8, I was always in the top
Mm-hmm.
10,
Mm-hmm.
always in the top 10.
Mm.
Because and it wasn't people listening live, it was just people listening on the playback. That's where I got a lot of my traction from, was people listening on the playback.
Okay.
And then I
Okay.
started, kind of like YouTube is now, I started to draw people from other different communities, because I was strictly gaming back then, but
Mm-hmm.
I started I started branching out a little bit, and it wasn't because I was trying. It was just how I talk or whatever. I was drawing in people from wrestling and other sports, which are akin to a lot of video games, because a lot of video games simulate
Mm-hmm.
sports, like wrestling, basketball, football,
Mm-hmm.
what have you. So I start drawing in that crowd as well, and that's where I got a lot of traction from. So
Okay. Okay. Hey, Junkyard Gamer, how you doing? And
hey,
everybody else,
what's going on,
welcome
brother?
so much for being here. And I think I've seen everybody. And if I missed anybody, Mr. Fat Ninja will help me.
I'm all I try to cut it off, but I'm always in podcast mode.
Yeah, yeah. And I want you, listen, I want you to be. Okay, how did you get your name, the ninja?
uh, okay, my mom was significantly older when she had me, because she was
Oh,
told that she couldn't have children.
uh-huh.
So I have a older brother who was adopted. He was 10 years older than me.
Uh-huh.
And because, she said, okay, well, I can't have no kids, so I want at least one boy. So she ended up, adopting my older brother.
Oh, okay.
So, but then 10 years later,
You had a baby.
hello, hello.
Isn't that how that amazing how that happens?
Yeah.
That happens. Isn't
Yeah.
that?
So 10 years later,
Yeah.
I popped up.
Yeah.
And see, by that time, my mom, I believe, I don't remember accurately, but I think she may have been in her early or maybe even mid 40s
Mm.
when she had me. Yeah. So like by the time I got in like high school, she was already like down, old.
Yeah.
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 So it was very a unique
Mm.
situation in relationship with my mom because she wasn't that parent that said, "Oh yeah, let's go outside and I can
Mm-hmm.
watch you throw a football around or whatever."
Mm.
Stuff like that. She didn't have the chance to do that with me because she was already, kind of,
Yeah.
up there in
Yeah.
age. But it it showed me that it didn't matter about the person's age, it was what they were about. And luckily for me, my grandma was long enough to instill that in me even further because I didn't look at my
Mhm.
mom as a failure, because
Yeah.
she could have just gave up on me and did like everybody else was doing at the time. They were too
Mhm.
old to have a kid or whatever. They would just simply just throw it in the system and be done with it.
Mhm.
But she didn't want to do that. And plus she had her sisters to help her out too,
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
yep.
Yeah. Hi, Nicole. How you doing? Welcome in. And I want to say, Fat Ninja gonna be looking at the chat over there because I had to come out them crooked glasses. I can see somewhat, but if you could, just help me somewhat when somebody pops in.
Yeah.
That way,
Warm
I can see somewhat that.
Warmstrong said my parents were 40 and
I
53.
know. I put that up there.
Surprise,
Yeah,
mother.
he was a surprise.
Right.
Ooh, that was a surprise.
Yeah.
Woo!
Thank you, Mark, for sharing out the stream, bro. Appreciate that.
Oh, everybody is so good and so helpful. Um, so do you have goals for YouTube? Do you have, like long-term goals or just where you want to be? Do you think you're going to be doing the same thing that you're doing now, or have you thought about what you're going to do in the future with YouTube?
Oh, Tuber Chat coming in with the raid. What's
Well,
up?
hey,
What's
oh my
up, Tuber
goodness, I
Chat?
like that. I'll take that. I'll
What's
put the
going
glasses
on?
back on for that.
Ooh, child.
I'm telling you, Chad. I told you the show got to go on. Thank you, thank you. I want the raid. Ah, but yeah, we were back talking about goals.
Yeah, my goals are very simple. See, I can be very complex, but yet I can be very simple. And my goal for YouTube is simply that positivity because we both know there's a lot of evil, dark, nefarious people out there willing to do so much
I
harm. It
know.
just
I
it boggles
thank
the mind
you.
how many people can sit around and think about how to plan somebody's demise on a
Mhm.
virtual platform.
Oh, okay.
But
Mm-hmm.
as long as God gives me strength in my body and breath in my body, I just want
Mm-hmm.
people just to feel comfortable. I want them to feel
Okay.
safe. I want
Mm-hmm.
them to feel part of a family because I really
Mm-hmm.
hate using that term subscriber.
Okay. Yeah.
It's so impersonal.
Yeah.
So what I like to say is like YouTube family or
Okay.
family.
Okay.
I always try to say, hey, I want you to feel like you can put your feet up on the coffee table that your
Mm-hmm.
grandmother just 2 minutes ago told
Yeah.
you not to do.
Yeah.
That's how I want you to feel when you step into my live stream. So yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
just simply want to spread positivity and yeah, if I get monetized to have a couple of copper pieces to rub together, hey,
Mm-hmm.
that's cool, but that's not what it's about for me
Mm-hmm.
overall.
Okay. Okay. So, if I would give you a number of your enjoyment of YouTube between 1 and 10, what would it be? You would think the enjoyment number 1 to 10. I did that. Even the people in the chat, how much enjoyment are you getting from YouTube between the numbers 1 to 10? would you say?
I have to say about a 7 because you
Okay.
know there is that dark side that's always encroaching on you. I mean, I haven't experienced it personally, but
Hmm.
I know so many people that have been, ran off. They've deleted their channels. They quit doing so many lives. They changed their format. They got to do so much extra
Hmm.
security. So at
Hmm.
first, before I got to know all that
Hmm.
stuff, it used to be like a 9, but now
Okay.
it's dropped down to a
To
7 just for
7.
that
Hmm.
simple fact because a lot of these people that have been victimized and stuff like that, I either know them personally or
Hmm.
I'm just really cool with them here on YouTube. So, but that's
Hmm.
that still won't deter me from my mission. I mean, I'm not trying to
Hmm.
say I don't care about what happens to everybody else. I'm just
Hmm.
saying that I know my mission is clear because
Okay.
God has told me what I need to do. So I
Okay.
already have a direction,
Okay.
and that's where I'm going to keep going regardless of what anybody says or does.
Okay. And First Floor Auto, I definitely know First Floor Auto. Strika, Strika. Hello, 12 Stones Ranch. Hello, hello, hello.
Hey,
And
what's going
do you
on,
see
y'all?
anybody else besides them? I'm always trying to.
Your girl just rolled in. Butterroll Boutique just rolled in. Hey, what's going on,
Hey,
girl? Hey.
Butter. But I also Butter Roll Boutique. I put you down to in my description because you know I got girlfriend here with me. Girlfriend gonna be in my video too. We'll talk about Miss Butter later on, but I got it here, honey.
Stormy Day, welcome in, welcome in.
Oh, welcome everybody. Hey, Patrick. I am so happy all of you are here. And we got my special guest, Fat Ninja DM. And when I go to your channel, I don't feel like it's a gaming channel.
I've been getting that a lot lately.
So
And,
what is it? Is it a gaming channel?
I was kind of concerned that that was going to be a detriment, but really it's a distinct advantage because you really don't know what you're going to get when you come into a live. Yeah, you might hear about some games. You might hear about mental health. You might just hear us just talking shit about each other, cracking each other up. You just don't know. And I believe, with the camaraderie that I have with my co-hosts, that's
Mm-hmm.
what brings people to the show all the time. They
Okay.
just they just want to know, hey, what stupid stuff is gonna come out their face today?
Mm-hmm.
You know, can they top what they said last show?
Can they
And
top it? Yeah, I was
you
telling you,
know,
I love it, just feels like home. If that's
mhm,
what you're working for, you got it. Okay. And that's why I told you have a lot of older ladies in there too. And we like, oh, it's 6 o'clock. Let's go. Let's go over there. You know? So, and you make us feel so welcome. And I always say, don't change anything, the language, whatever. We enjoy it all. So
mhm,
don't ever, how sometimes people change it to accommodate certain people,
yeah,
you know, don't do it because that we feel at home. So that means that you really got something going. I think when people come and feel like home
mhm,
is what it is.
yeah. Well, thank you
Yes.
for that. I appreciate
Mhm.
that.
Go ahead. Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
really do. I enjoy. When I say I enjoy something, I really enjoy it. Hey, Stormy Day 2007 from Australia. Aaron.
Got Cheetah checking in. What's going on? Welcome,
Yeah,
welcome.
Patrick is, I know him very well. His channel is Half Cheetah Will View. At first, I thought it was about a kitty cat. I did. He has a cheetah though. It's part something they call it.
Hmm.
And he does movie reviews and horrors. And we even did what's his name? God darn it. Who do we review, Patrick? I can't even remember who we review. But he does a little bit of everybody. And he has a pretty good following over there. So it's just somebody good to know. But he's a great guy, and and I'll put him on my team, any day. um now outside of YouTube, what is your favorite pastime?
Well, that's where the DM part of my name comes in. What they call a dungeon master for Dungeons and Dragons. You know, the game master, the one that runs the game for the players. But I
Uh-huh.
mean, I've ran games for Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, Rifts. I've ran a lot of different gaming systems over the years. So that's what I do to unplug from reality for a while and get into a universe of my own design and stuff like that and have fun in that universe and then you know come back to the crap
Mhm.
bag that's reality. So it's always nice to get something that you can unplug from
Uh-huh.
reality for a while, and also video games also helps with that too. So but
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Hey, MLY Bird Farm. D-
Hello.
Yeah, he does not his videos, they don't speak our language, but you can understand everything. They're not pigeons. I think they may be doves that he's raising.
Mm.
But it's real calming just to watch those birds. I'm glad I ain't got to clean the cages though. I had birds before and I know about them cages. And
Junkyard,
somebody else came
Junkyard
in
Gamer says my favorite pastime is making the
making
money.
money. Well, okay now. Well, yeah.
Hey, good on
Hey,
you, bro.
tag.
Good on you.
I know. Tag or short hello and welcome.
Hello.
Welcome. I'm trying to see who else
That's it
came
for right
in.
now. That's it for right now.
Okay. Now I know you're a gamer.
Hmm.
You got me thinking. I know you're a gamer. Um, when I said favorite I guess pastime outside of gaming, what would you say it is?
Well, once again, I can be very complex or be very simple. I don't
Mm-hmm.
have a lot of things that I do. I'm either here doing YouTube, doing my gaming thing, or doing the role playing stuff, or I'm spending time with my family. I
Family.
mean, I have wasted a lot of my actual decent time in my life that I should have been doing that anyway,
Mm-hmm.
spending time with my family. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
do that.
Okay.
So now, since God has given me a second lease on life, not once but
Mm-hmm.
twice, he's done it
Yeah.
twice.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not going to squander that no more. You
Okay.
know, because see sometimes people don't even get that first second chance.
Mm-hmm.
God has blessed me with two different times
Okay.
to do the right thing. And it's like,
Okay.
some
Wake
of
up
us
now. I'm knock you again. Knock you
some
side the head.
some of us are a little resistant to change.
I know
So
I was one of those. Chris and Larry Homestead,
yeah.
welcome. Haven't seen you for a
Hello,
little
welcome,
bit.
welcome. Yep.
Yeah. And now I know you yesterday you say you're a little lazy to do videos because then you got to edit.
Yes.
So you think your main thing's just gonna be lives then?
For now. For now.
Mm-hmm.
When I actually cuz we plan on moving back up north cuz I'm originally from northern Indiana from a town called
Okay.
Elkhart,
Okay.
which is about to put it in perspective, Elkhart is like 20 minutes away from South Bend, home of the Irish.
Mm-hmm.
Notre Dame football, basketball, all that good stuff. That's
Mm-hmm.
where I was originally born,
Mm-hmm.
and life circumstances have brought me down to Southern Indiana. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, my wife's mother, her health is starting to fail. She's up in age, so she wants to be close to her, and I totally understand that. So
Oh yeah.
we're gonna be moving, making that move back up north here probably within the next year or so.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but yeah, now once we get back up there and I get me a place where I can hopefully have my own little space to
Mm-hmm.
do what I want. Yeah, I actually want to do like some not no professionally crafted videos like yours, of
Mm-hmm.
course, Miss Gathers, but I do want to, try to expand on, what I'm doing because there's a lot of things that I can't shove into an hour show.
Okay.
Things that I may actually want to talk about. That's why
Mm-hmm.
you see in my lives a lot of times I really don't talk because
Uh-huh.
everybody already knows who I am. It's
Okay.
my channel. They know who I am. I want to put my my co-host over. Like, I want everybody to know who they are.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
want
we know.
everybody. Yeah.
They
you-
cute. Hey, I might be old, but I ain't dead. They look cute. Mhm.
So yes, I want to know. I want them to, be out there. Like, I mean, I know a lot of people know who Pook Ninja is, but a lot of people don't know who Riv is.
Yeah,
A,
Rib. Yeah.
a lot of people don't know who OB and PK Punk are. So
Hmm.
I just want my people, my family. I want them to
Hmm.
get to know them too, just as much as I know them. So
Okay.
that's, and
Yeah.
plus, a lot of things that I talk want to talk about don't really fit in with the format of the show. Like, there
Hmm.
might be religious stuff I want to talk about, and I know that a lot of people don't like talking about that.
Uh-huh.
But if I feel that it needs to be talked about, I will talk about it if somebody allows me to talk about it on their live streams. But
Hmm.
I don't want to always push that on other people. I want to have my own format to do it how I want to. So yeah, once I get a spot, hopefully I can start doing that.
So on your show right now, you would do the religious, you would talk religion if you felt the need to at that moment.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I don't know why God gave me these abilities, but
Hmm.
even through chat, I can tell when somebody's in duress.
Hmm.
And if I feel like I gotta say something, I'll stop the
Okay.
whole show. I won't give a damn what's going on in the show. I'll be like, everybody, shut up for a second,
Hmm.
and then
Okay.
I will personally talk to that person about, like, hey, like, whatever you're going through, you're
Hmm.
not in this alone. I just do that because that's just who I am.
Okay.
And for years, I used to hide who I was
Mm-hmm.
because in my community, I was never black enough.
Mm-hmm.
Because I listened to rock and roll, I listened
Mm-hmm.
to heavy metal. Yeah, yeah, sure. I listened to my R&B,
Mm-hmm.
rap, hip hop, all that stuff. But you know, in the communities, if you don't act that
Yeah.
particular certain way, you're a sellout, you're Uncle
Mm-hmm.
Tom, you're this,
Mm-hmm.
you're that. So
Mm-hmm.
I was ostracized for
Mm-hmm.
that. But then when I started hanging around, white people, I'll just say white. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna say no
Mm-hmm.
politically
Yeah,
correct terms.
I
White
hear you.
people.
Yeah.
Eventually, I start coming across people as like, oh, you don't mean us no good.
Mm-hmm.
So I was never black enough, nor was I cool enough for the most white people.
Uh-huh.
So I was always this social chameleon. I
Yeah,
just
moving
I
in.
I just fit in wherever I could.
Yeah.
And I'm to the point now, what, Betty, I'm too damn old for that crap. Either you like me for who I am, or there's the door.
Mm-hmm.
just just
Mm-hmm.
flat out, period. So
Yeah, I hear you. Now, we talked about the religious part. Um, Now, would you controversial? How would you if somebody come in and say something we would say racial, we'll just say racial. Would you handle it there, or would you that would be something you would think about and you would side table it?
all depends on who it is. And Nora,
Mhm.
Nora, she already knew where this is going when you start saying that. There, if anybody's been to my lives, they have heard us reference a certain YouTuber, and I will
Mhm.
not mention that name here, but you
Mhm.
know who it is too, and definitely Nora know who it is too.
Well, I don't
S-
think I
s-
know, but
Okay, well I'll tell you off camera. But this person, they try to make a joke
Mhm.
about fried chicken and watermelon,
Mhm.
and they did it on their show, and they thought it was just
Mm.
funny.
Funny.
And it didn't go over well because what this person wanted, they wanted me to get angry. They
Mhm.
wanted me to cuss, rant, rave, act like a stereotypical black person probably
Mhm.
would. But I
Mhm.
knew that's what they were doing, so I no sold the hell out of it. I didn't laugh. I said, "Yeah, of course I love fried chicken, all kinds. I don't discriminate about nothing like that." And that
Mhm.
made that person so mad. And then I went a step further. I blocked him on all my social
Mhm.
media accounts,
Mhm.
and then I actually made a whole episode
Mhm.
of me and my boys just shadow crapping all over him,
Mhm.
and I just choose not to do business with that person. So
Mhm.
I can be controversial, but it has to be for a
Mhm.
legitimate, like, if he'd have came on my live and did that, oh yeah, he'd have got buried. He would have straight got buried
Mhm.
because not only would I would have buried him, you know how Riv is.
Mhm. Mhm.
Riv does not like this dude at all.
Mhm. Okay.
He's done a lot of
Mhm.
he's made several memes about this guy, and
Mhm.
everybody else on my panel can't stand this guy for what he is and what he represents. So
Mhm.
um but he wasn't dumb enough to actually come on my show and say something like that.
Mhm.
He had to get me
On his
in
show.
his element
Yeah.
to where he felt safe.
Mhm. Mhm.
But you have to realize this is a virtual platform. There's no such thing as safe.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter if you're on somebody else's live or your own live. People words can still cut you,
Mhm.
and their
Oh,
action can still cut you.
okay.
And that's
Okay.
how come because of my integrity. You'll hear that a
Mhm.
lot on my lives.
Mhm.
My integrity does not allow me to associate with people like that. I will
Mhm.
remove you from my life if I feel that you are
Mhm.
going to soil
Mhm.
my integrity.
Mhm.
Because when I say something, me
Mhm.
personally, I expect you to believe it because I'm never going to do anything to
Mhm.
have you question me because I'm that much of a stand-up person because that's how I am.
Mhm.
That's the cloth that I'm cut from.
Mhm.
And a lot of people don't understand that. And that's why I have to prove through my actions
Mhm.
about how I am.
Okay.
And so if something comes against that to question me, all my hard work
Mhm.
is for nothing. So if
Mhm.
anybody gets in the way of that, they have to be
Mhm.
removed.
Okay.
Period.
Okay. Hey, somebody came in. I was watching. I already said hi to Chris. I thought
Oh, we
somebody
got
else.
Heather coming in. Hey, Heather,
Oh
what's going
yeah,
on, girl? Hey,
Australia.
what's
They up
up?
and just moving.
What's up? And
Australia is in the house. We got another Australian. Hey, Elliot, AR
there's
Gun
my boy AR
1770.
Guns in the building. What's up, brother?
I know he has. I have never really been to his lives. I mean, he always come into my stuff. I gotta go over there and see what he's about. Okay. Now I had something very controversial, but I did it differently because I really think the person thought it was funny, but it
Mhm.
was about blackface. So what I did was I said that we really needed to educate ourselves about it. So I really didn't go into it, but I did for a couple of weeks just, talked about it and told people to really Google it, look it up, and just see, because at one time it was a funny thing. And the person, the country they came from, it really was funny to
Mhm.
them. So, we need to educate ourselves because sometimes I know that if I'm not educated enough, I knew about it. So I would really have to educate myself more to even speak on it. So I could
Right.
have spoke on it at that time, but to me, I didn't have enough information. So I just tried to side table it and, at that time and then push on. Because I don't want to take it, I guess, my life into the negative,
Yeah.
because then it can go off. And then it just doesn't feel good anymore. And then people that's
Right.
here, of course, they're gonna stay because they want to know what's gonna be said whenever
Everybody
you.
loves the train wreck.
Yeah, they like, oh, the train wreck came. Let me come on, because they will call each other. Okay,
Right. Ooh,
that's
child.
for sure. That's for, and I could even talk about one time. It was with Shane, Great Farmer. And boy, I don't know. They must have called everybody that never came to my channel. So anytime people think it's controversial, they want it. They
Yep. Yep. Like
they
moss to a
want it.
flame.
Okay, but you know what? Once I block somebody, I'm done. It's like I don't really talk about them. or anything. They just, I mean, what
Right.
else is there to talk about?
Yeah, well, I mean, it just all depends on the reaction to the person that you blocked because that person, said person, if they would just keep my name out their mouth, I wouldn't have that much of a problem because on my show, whenever you hear that person's name, it's not me that says it. It because you know what? I can't control my co-host. You know, I can say, yeah, hey, quit talking about that,
Mhm.
but I want them to be themselves. I mean,
Mhm.
the only time that I have to really curb somebody is when Riv is getting ready to go on his rants.
Okay.
Because if you will go see Riv on his channel, whoo boy, what he says on my show is like a Boy Scout speaking
Uh-huh.
compared to what he normally says. So, out of respect for me, he quote unquote tones
Mhm.
it down.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
but other than that, I want my co-host to talk how they
Mhm.
want because you know what, we all
Mhm.
family and family should be able to say what they want to say.
Mhm.
If you got a grievance or whatever,
Mhm.
if you want to say, talk about it off camera, on camera,
Mhm.
it shouldn't matter because we all family and we should be able to either agree to a solution or simply agree to disagree.
Okay.
And that's what
Okay.
it should be. So yeah, that I'm always because I'm known in so many different communities.
Uh-huh.
Whenever this person brings up my name, they come and tell me. They send me a
Uh-huh.
text. Oh, such and such was,
Mhm.
saying this, or me and this person, we actually run in the same circle. So sometimes I might pop up in a live, and that person might be up on the panel.
Mhm.
Am I going to disrespect him? No, because he ain't said it did nothing to me. But the
Mhm.
first time he opens his mouth, then it's on.
Mhm. Mhm.
So because
Mhm.
I'm too old to
Mhm.
deal with playground stuff.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So as long as you stay out of my way,
Mhm.
I'll stay out of yours because you
Mhm.
know what? You
Mhm.
mean nothing to me.
Mhm.
I've said this before. I think I've said it on your show before, but I have a saying: what you eat
Mhm.
don't make me shit.
Mhm.
So whatever you do, I don't care what you do on your channel, cause
Mhm.
it don't do nothing to me.
Mhm.
So why should I care about what you do or what you say on your channel? But
Mhm.
when you want to run your mouth about me,
Mhm.
now we got a problem because I ain't did nothing to you.
Mhm.
You came at me, I crushed it. It should be done. But
Mhm.
you want to keep on doing this, now
Mhm.
we got problems. So
Mhm.
if he would just keep his name out his
Mhm.
mouth,
Mhm.
I wouldn't have no problem.
Mhm. Okay, my thing, I think, now it's just me personally. Um, you don't think you're feeding into it? Sometimes we can keep that little fire just burning, where even if he talks, it doesn't matter what he says, because then it's going, you still got it on the inside of you, even though you're saying it, but it's still there on that inside. And I say a lot of times, and I just learned this not too long, well, some years ago, and I'm older than you, but I know it eats at your very being, is what, even though we say it's fine, it's still here. And I think once you stop feeding into it, then what is he going to talk about? Are you just letting, does it matter? You know what I
I
mean?
I do get what you say. I totally get you, and I really agree with that. But see, and I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody. I'm just saying I'm cut from a different cloth.
Mhm.
This rule that I apply to him applies to
Mhm.
everyone that
Yeah, I
has crossed
understand
me.
what you're saying.
So I don't let them hold no real estate up here. See, that's where people get into a problem. They let them hold real estate up here rent free. What I do is I handle this situation and then I let it go.
Mhm.
As far as I'm concerned, if that person would officially like true want to make a amends, he could come to me right now and say,
Mhm.
dude, look, I screwed up.
Mhm.
Can we start over? And I'd be like,
Mhm.
fine, I have no problem.
Mhm.
I'm willing to forgive pretty much anybody in the
Mhm.
whole planet.
Mhm.
That's just how I am because, like, in my younger life, I would hold grudges on somebody for years.
Mhm.
There were some people that have died, and I
Mhm.
still hated them just because I was that petty back then. But,
Okay.
of course, I've changed. So when you let somebody hold real estate in your head, then that's when it becomes a problem because it's not anger that I hold against this guy. It's just don't don't come at me. Don't poke the bear.
Mhm.
Because as long as he don't poke the bear, I have no problem with this dude at all, period.
Mhm.
Because once again, what he eats don't make me crap, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So as long as he don't do nothing across me, I ain't got no
Mhm.
problem. He can go do whatever he wants. And I mean, like, he has ticked off so many
Mhm.
people
Mhm.
in the YouTube community.
Mhm.
Half of them don't even know that he's done it.
Mhm.
He's on
Mhm.
on people's panels talking like
Mhm.
ain't nothing wrong. And it's
Mhm.
like, man, I could go up here and just totally blow this guy out of the water. But I
Mhm.
don't. I don't.
Can one of the moderators drop Ninja's link, please? One of you, please, please, please.
No, Nora. 100. Hey, Nora know what I'm Nora
Okay, and
know
I'm
where
just
I'm
gonna
coming
put
from.
one little piece, and we're gonna move on because we've been on this for a little while.
Okay.
Is my thing is that if I'm upset now, if somebody intentionally do something to me,
Hmm.
that you might as well just not come back.
Hmm.
But once I it's between me and that person.
Hmm.
So if that other person keeps it between us, nobody else would know.
Hmm.
Okay. So somebody may notice it. Somebody listening today asked me the question yesterday. They may ask me something and I'm never going to tell it. They may notice something's different or something a little off, and they finally notice it, and it could have been months ago, and they just noticing it.
Hmm.
They will never know because I want you to feel exactly how you like that person. Because if I go and tell you something about that person, then you're going to start thinking differently. And you may start thinking differently about me
Hmm.
too. So I always say, this is just my saying, when somebody bring you a bone, always remember they're going to take that bone back to somebody else. They always going somebody, because I have somebody I know now. I'm scared anything come out of her mouth. I'm like, she told me you don't ever let me finish because yeah, you finna talk about somebody. Yeah, I don't want to know. I don't want to because you could suck somebody in,
Hmm.
and then you got something on your brain now. You're not even in it.
Right. Now,
Yeah.
I will agree
It's
with
just
that.
something to think about, because sometimes I just think, like we both know life is so short. Like you said, I had two good, two look wake up calls, knock aside the head. And
Hmm.
I don't think anybody else glided in. But this is one question I wanted to ask you. Been dying to ask you. I was trying to I hope I have it worded right. Okay. When you transition out of this world, how do you want to be remembered? How do you want to be remembered as this man that lived on this earth? How would you want to be remembered?
I wanted to. I want to be remembered as a man that helped as many people as he possibly could with as much heart and integrity as he
Mhm.
possibly could because
Okay.
we see it all the time when somebody dies, the very first thing they want to say is all the excellent stuff that they did, okay, which is expected. I don't
Mhm.
want you to air out all my dirty laundry. Because I don't want to paint this false picture
Mm-hmm.
of what I used to be. Oh man, Daryl, he was a good
Yeah.
guy, but man, he was a dick
Yeah.
too, boy. I want everybody to, talk about all of it, not just
Mm-hmm.
because nothing ticks me off more than when somebody that was
Mm-hmm.
a straight up heathen,
Mm-hmm.
when they pass away, they want to celebrate all the good stuff that they did, but they
Mm-hmm.
don't want to talk about this bad stuff that they did.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be immortalized as some kind of icon, or
Mm-hmm.
somebody that was bigger than life.
Mm-hmm.
No, ain't nobody bigger than life. The only person
Mm-hmm.
bigger than life is God.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't no gods. I
Yeah.
mean, he appointed us on this earth to rule over the earth as gods, but we are not God.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So why are you going to want to people immortalize you
Mm-hmm.
for a falsity?
Okay. Okay.
Dirty, air out all my dirty laundry. I don't care, because
we
for
all
one,
we all got some, believe me, and them
right,
twins.
because I'm gonna be dead and gone anyway. I can't say,
Them
hey, hey,
twins.
hey, don't
But
say that about
as
me.
a man, but you know what? As a man, you still have, if God gives you that longer life, you still gonna be a better man. You get
Yeah,
older. I'm telling people, if you really want to change and get better, and I can see it in you, what you want to be that man of strong integrity, a man of your word. You just watch yourself grow. Watch yourself grow. Because I'm telling you, all the extra years that I have watched, the growth that you can really have.
right.
Um, is what it is. Because right now, I wouldn't think I'd be doing the interviewing part. Who was it? Um, Half Cheetah. He really said, I think you'd be good at that. Because I used to do just pop-ups and just all over the place.
Mhm.
But then now, hey Jaden, Jaden is back, 16 years and now free. Type
So
Betty in the chat and it'll drop your link. Everybody should really go and meet 16 years and now free, because he is free. He is just roaming all over the place. He is having a good time. I'm telling you. But you know what, I want to get back, because we got what we're going to do too. If everybody have time, we're going to do a raid at 5:30. And I have Warm Strong Adventures. I have him pinned up at the top of the page. And Warm Strong, you might want to type Betty again so they can see it right about when you leave. And we're going to do a raid. Hey, Sam. Oh, Sam is here. UK. UK
what's
is
up,
here, but
Sam?
we're going to do a raid over to Warm Strong Adventures. He's going to have a video at 5:30. So if you can make it over there, that would be very well appreciated. But we talked yesterday. I've had Fat Ninja on my show for 2 days in a row. Yesterday was a pop up, and he just popped right up, and it turned out to be a great conversation about being YouTube creators. I was looking at Nick Nimmin today, and I know most of you in the chat know Nick Nimmin. If you don't, you need to find him.
Right,
And he
facts.
was talking, because I have 546. Sometimes it'll jump up to 548, but it normally stays about 546. So somebody asked him if your numbers are, not moving either way. He said, which I like, he's first thing he said, don't worry about the numbers. That was the first thing he said. He said, but use that time, and that's what I'm doing. Use that time to build your skills, and also look at your content and see if you can make that better.
Mm.
And that will help you grow, but it still may be a slow growth. What do you think about that? If you're stuck at one spot and you're not getting that many subs or family members, what do you think?
I do agree with that statement. If your numbers aren't fluctuating, they're just kind of stagnant. and that
Uh-huh.
might would it be you're just stagnated. You got
Mm-hmm.
just enough people to keep you at that level, but you're not going to grow and you're not going to really
Yeah.
sink. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think it would be cool for you to brush up on some skills or learn a
Yeah.
couple of new ones.
Mm-hmm.
But also to add on to that, maybe you need to do something within yourself, because see, this YouTube journey,
Okay.
it's not all about pushing out those numbers. It's not about
Yeah.
putting out this particular type of content. It's also growth as you as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe you're not branching out enough. And I'm not saying branching out as in like I need to
Mm-hmm.
start talking to everybody under the
I'm
sun.
listening. Uh-huh.
But what you could do is maybe brush up on your personal skills, like, reflect upon yourself. Like, okay, is there something within inside me? Because, like I've said before, if there's something disingenuous about you, or you're just having a bad day or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and you're trying to cover it with a
Yeah.
mask, we see right through it.
Yeah.
So maybe 4 or 5 lives you did, or maybe 4 or 5 episodes you did, that anguish or something was on your face, and people was like, man, now see, I thought this person was like being very, very upfront and honest. I mean, they say it all the time, blah blah blah. and
Mm-hmm.
and if you really stand on that and they're seeing otherwise, they ain't gonna fully back you. So maybe it might be something within inside yourself you need to work on, and then come back with some fresh, new attitude, fresh eyes, looking at your family members moving forward, and then maybe that might need to kickstart your climb back up to 1K or whatever goal that you're working
Mm-hmm.
toward.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I definitely don't have the traction. Now they look at well, they're starting to look at the ones I'm putting out again now, and YouTube is pushing them out again. But like I say, when YouTube pushed them out in that first round, if it don't grab on, and that's when you want it to grab. When they first push it out, you want it to grab on then. Because if
Mhm.
it don't grab on them, then they're not going to push you to a wider circle. And
Right,
that's where you want to be, because it's two different places they push. They push you out just to feel it, to see if somebody gonna grab it.
right.
And then if they grab it and that's what you want to get into that second spot where they're gonna really be putting them on them home pages. And
Mhm,
that's where I don't get. I just get to the feeling part
mhm.
a little bit. And I don't get to that second round where I want to get. Maybe, sometimes I just say, maybe I'm just not ready right now. Sometimes you're in a spot where you're at, and then all of a sudden you just excel.
Mhm,
So maybe I'm in the spot where I need to brush up on my skills, but I need to work on my personal self.
mhm.
And that might be it. Is what high life adventures in keto, keto. We all need keto. Believe me,
It
when
was.
I hit that doctor scale tomorrow, I'm dreading the scale more than the doctor visit. When he come in, I'm gonna be like, you when I wish I could go tomorrow. Can I not get on the scale? I'm sure going. I want to
well,
get on the scale.
I will jump off of what you just said. But now, see,
Okay.
that's the reason why I expanded to what I started doing, because like when I first started on YouTube, I was strictly gaming, talk about gaming
Okay.
news and
Okay.
playing games and stuff like that. And like you said, I'll use your exact same word. I wasn't getting that traction. I wasn't getting that big boost. I would still get subscribers here and there, but it wasn't like in chunks or in regularity like I do,
Mm-hmm.
because every day almost I get at least 1 or 2 subscribers. And it may not even be off my lives. It's
Mm-hmm.
me being on other people's panels, just talking,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
acting a fool, doing what I do.
Yeah.
And then people will say, man, this dude crazy as hell, or man,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
he talked like he got some sense.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them will subscribe out of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and see, first I wasn't doing that. I would
Mm-hmm.
My thing of networking was like, hey, I'm in the chat. People notice me. Hey, how's
Mm-hmm.
it going? How are you? How are you? But I wasn't doing no work. I was just talking. I was just
Mhm.
chatting. And then when I finally, and the first time I actually came up on a panel other than my own was
Mhm.
on Shane's show. That's
Mhm.
where I took off because then more people other than my small family grouping that I had at the time, it was other people starting to see who I was and seeing what I was about, seeing how goofy I was. You know, people
Mhm.
claim that I talk like I'm educated. I don't
Mhm.
see it, but people keep saying
Mhm.
it, so I guess it must be
Mhm.
true.
Mhm.
So people just started seeing me, and and then I started appearing on other people's lives, and then they
Mhm.
started to see that the other main word, consistency.
Mhm.
Every live that I popped up on, whether it was hunting and fishing, whether it was homesteading, whether it was cooking, whether it was another
Mhm.
video game, whatever, I was the same every single time I
Mhm.
popped up on those lives. And it's like,
Mhm.
man, okay, this dude is the real deal.
Okay.
So then
Okay.
that started drawing other bigger YouTubers toward me. It's like, hey, yo, this cat coming up, man, he
Mhm.
about something. You
Mhm.
should go check him out. So then here comes Nitro Freak. Here comes, the other big. Oh, okay, hey, some people said come and check you out. Here I am. Show me something, and that's what I
Yeah, we
did.
know Nitro.
I mean, like he
No,
didn't
I'm
come at
just
me
saying.
like that,
No, I'm just saying. I
but
know
that's how
Nitro
he
in the
is though.
community. No, yeah,
Right,
yeah,
because
we're
he
all
ain't got time to be messing around with every single person. He got to cut the line off somewhere. You know
yeah.
what I'm
Lynn
saying?
Life Lessons is here. Jaden, I don't know why Tuba Chat was here, but all I did, I just took his raid, so I have no idea why it was today. But when I was networking, and I don't know if anybody else in the chat feels this way, and if you got anything to say, maybe put your thumbs up and maybe I can see if you're saying something that you want me to see. um God darn it, I do this every time. I did this yesterday. Okay. But I told you, I used to go on every live in the book. I used to be everywhere, but then I neglected my channel. You might can do that if you're live, but if you're doing videos, you got to edit, you got to research, there is just so much stuff that you have to do on that. And I did too much. I did too much.
Right.
So you can do too much.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And see, me and you are in complete different circumstances. See, I have that ability to pop up on people's
Yeah.
panels because I go live 3 times a week. So the other times I'm free to, do my family stuff or whatever. So I can pop up on those lives. So like you cannot do that because you spend so many hours in front of your computer doing the editing, getting other resources, getting other, scenes or whatever together. So yeah, your work days are 4 or 5 times longer than mine. So yeah, that puts you in a whole different
Mhm.
category. And once we said it before, what works for us might not work for y'all. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you
Yeah.
you still got to do your own due diligence. You cannot go
Mhm.
watch a YouTube video right now and say, okay, how to be the best YouTuber you possibly can. There's no such video, so quit going and look for it.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
still
And
ha-
then, go ahead.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah, you still got to do your work. What works for you? Because, like I
Mhm.
just said, what works for us is not going to work for you. And
Yeah.
what you find out may not work for us. You may be happy
Yeah.
that you say, oh man, I can do this and this and this. Hey, it may not work for me, but that's okay because, yes, we are in this journey together. We
Yeah.
are supposed to have,
Mhm.
each other's backs, but still, we're also individuals too. So
Mhm.
we still got to
Yeah.
we still got to keep that also at the end of the day.
Yeah. And don't everybody remember we're doing a raid at 5:30. Well, you want to leave by 5:25 over to Warmstrong Adventures. I have him pinned at the top. And I definitely want, even if you can go over and stay a good 5-10 minutes, so we don't mess up those analytics. Oh, I love you too, 16 and kid free and life adventures. She was saying she over edited. Ah, 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 ah,
I
ah.
don't blame you because
She
I don't.
said, I am over editing. Warmstrong just put his link again in the chat, y'all.
Oh man.
She said, but see, the difference with me is I love to edit. Okay. And that can be a problem because you're going to go over your stuff a lot more than somebody that don't like to edit.
Yep.
And then with picking up new skills, and Warmstrong said I made him dizzy because I had so many movements. But that's what people want. They want the short clips and they want the movements,
Hmm.
because they get bored easy. Even though like my they look at my videos, the timing is good because I still get watch hours and stuff, good because it pop up every night, my watch hours. So they're watching, I'm just not growing in numbers is what it is. Okay, Trish, but I know I got work to do, and I think just me trying to up my skills and like you say, go, inside and see that that's some things I need to do. But I'm telling everybody out there in that chat, don't worry about them numbers. If that's what you here for, worry about them numbers, you're gonna burn out.
If you worry about those numbers, guess what? Those numbers will still be there while you done burnt out to a
I
crisp.
know,
So
I
don't
know.
don't
And
worry
I
about the
almost
numbers.
burnt out too. I did because I used to do this 24 hours a day for about 8 months.
Mm,
And I almost drove myself loony.
yep.
Okay. And it took a while for me to, come back. And then everybody like, well, where did you go? Take care of myself.
Facts. Yep.
Yeah, take care of myself. And if I don't feel like doing something, 522, if I don't feel like doing something, I just don't. And but you know what I like? I love people that when they say they're going to do something, they do it. And if they're not, they tell you I'm
Let
not.
somebody know. Yep.
Yes,
I'm the
yes,
exact same way. Cause
yes.
I told my co-host after the show on Monday, I was like, look, I'm gonna tell you off the bat right now, no show on Wednesday, cause I already I already did the show
I
on
remember.
Monday, and I did the earlier thing with
Yeah.
you. So,
And then you got me, and you need to rest. You
yep.
definitely
So
need
yeah,
to
yeah,
rest.
there will be no way back throwback on Wednesday. But
Yeah.
Pook Ninja said that he was gonna do something. So
Oh, okay.
if you're
I'm gonna
not
go over.
subbed to
Look, I'm gonna go
him,
over there and watch them. I'm gonna say, I'm watching, Mama, watching.
they love that too. So I was talking that to them behind the stage
Uh-huh.
and everything, and they said, "Man, that Betty Galley, she crazy."
Lynn Life Lesson says she wants to take a break um in January. Please do, because she just got her house remodeled. So I can imagine that. And she's so neat. Anyway, our house is beautiful. It's 5:23, so about 2 minutes. I'm gonna close shop because we're gonna head over to Warmstrong Adventures. We're gonna give him a raid and we're gonna make his numbers just blow up, y'all. We really are, because us YouTube creators, we do the best we can. We help each other. Okay, Trish. Yep, I'm heading over in about a minute. But I'm so happy everybody stopped by. And this has been a great, great live. And I enjoyed you so much, Daryl. Oh my goodness. These 2 days, it's like being home. Being home with my child. I can't pop him side the head because he's too far away. Like pop, pop, pop. Didn't I tell you? I told you not to talk about that man. Pop. But I know we would have a great time. I would love to meet you in person one day. And thank you so much. And Everybody, okay, I'm going to end the broadcast now. And again, thanks everybody that came in. And I'll be here next Tuesday now, 4:15 Eastern Standard Time. And I want you to come on by because I'm consistent. I am very consistent. Okay, but I will chat with all of you later. Don't leave, Daryl. Okay, everybody. Bye-bye. Head on over there now. Head on over.